When we first bought the house, there was no real landscaping other than rocks, and then they left some of it natural. And it was really kind of unusable, at least in the way we wanted. So I got into SketchUp, and this is what I designed. We had one large pavilion on the left side that would have an outdoor kitchen and seating area. Maybe eventually I'd put in an outdoor fireplace. And then in the center, right on the lower right part of the screen right now, is a water feature where the water will spill over the side, the front and the other side. In the back corner, I'm going to have a little putting green, and we're going to put artificial grass in, and you'll see that later when you see the concrete work. And then we have a deck up above on the top part because we didn't excavate the whole thing. And I thought it'd be interesting to make a couple levels and also be able to be higher up to hopefully have views, but I'm not sure what the views are going to end up with depending on what neighbors will build. And but we did this little screen because looks directly over our neighbor behind us backyard, and we wanted to give each of us privacy. You don't want them to feel like I'm always looking down into their yard when I'm up there. And then we have a small two-bedroom apartment over the garage, and so I'm making a deck along the back of that space so that they can have direct access and a nice cool place to hang out. And a greenhouse that you can see right there on the right that will be, I'm thinking about 16 by 20. And right now, this is after the excavation. It was just a mess. And so we started out by putting the walls in on either side and caught this rainbow when I was working. Thought it was pretty enough to include here. And then the following year, we did this interior wall that will also hold up the act as retaining and the water feature. And then you can see I put drains in. I'm going to have a completely separate video on building the water feature, and I'll put a link to it here in the description. Now, after we built this wall, it was kind of fall. We thought we'd be able to squeeze in because it doesn't normally snow too much. But as it turned out this year, it snowed a lot. And so from getting that interior wall to the concrete being poured was 3 to 4 months. And that was super disappointing and slow down, but can't battle nature. So for a while, the yard just had the forms. They eventually even took this away because they knew they wouldn't be able to pour, and then it kept snowing. And so they came back as it got closer to good weather and put in some rebar. And you can see a lot of snow up in the mountains still. And we dug the footings. And then at 5 in the morning on the pour day, they showed up and we're getting everything ready. There's the pump truck. And then when the concrete came, they started just going to town. And they did a ton of concrete. I think we got 2 trucks, and then we're short, so we had to get 4 more yards. And so 3 trucks total came, and they came up the side right there. And so that was an adventure. And but boy, by the end of it, and a few days later, everything seemed usable all of a sudden. And currently, we're waiting for the stucco guys to come back and finish the stucco work. And the artificial grass is scheduled for next week. And so I decided to break this video up because this is everything you're seeing here covered 2 years. And so I'm going to just continue it on after this part so that you guys can see the follow up with the grass and with the right there in the back corner. It'll have that little putting green. So I'm kind of excited about that. And after the concrete set up for a few days and they removed the forms, I went and got a yard of rock that matches what we had up front and put down some weed block. And after I did all this, I wasn't super stoked on how it looked in the backyard after where the gate goes. And by the way, I have another video of the gate I did for here, and that's already released. I'll put a link to that too at the end of the video. And that's a big steel gate. So what we're going to do is I'm going to move the rock all towards other places in the yard where it's gotten bare. So won't go to waste. And we're going to cover the back here with the artificial grass on the inside of the gate. So the backyard won't have this anymore. I'll keep the rock out front because it ties in with the other rock I have in the landscape that goes around the front of the house. So that's where this is at. Kind of a lot of work to move that, but I'll move it all back. So again, waiting for the stucco guys, and check out the links on the right. Going to have a link to the gate video and also for other DIY house projects. Hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it.